Hi, welcome to our math. Today I'm doing a series of videos on radical equations. In this video, I'm solving two radical equations. They look small, but they have a lot of meat to their bones. The square root of this first problem is already isolated, so I can immediately square both sides. And on the left-hand side, the square root and the square cancel. But on the right-hand side, don't distribute that 2 in. This is p minus 7 times p minus 7. When I expand this out, p squared minus 7p plus 49, I get p minus 5 equals p squared minus 14p plus 49. Because there are variables in 2 or more terms, I need to subtract the p over, add the 5 over, get this equal to 0, p squared minus 15p plus 54, factor and solve. P minus 6 times p minus 9 equals 0 when p is equal to 6 or 9. I have two solutions, which is great if they both work. So I have to check them. Is the square root of 6 minus 5 really equal to 6 minus 7? Is the square root of 1 really equal to negative 1? No, that doesn't work. Okay, how about the square root of 9 minus 5? Does this really equal 9 minus 7? Does the square root of 4 really equal 2? That does work. So the only viable answer is p equals 9. Our 6 didn't work. All right, so let's do this again. This time we need to get the q minus 6 alone. So I need to subtract 6 from both sides. So I'm going to get 3 times the square root of q minus 6 equals q minus 6. But then I need to divide by 3. And I'm going to do this term by term. So I have the square root of q minus 6 equals 1/3 q minus 2. Okay. When I square both sides, on the left-hand side, the square root and square cancel, and I'm left with q minus 6. On the right-hand side, I have 1/3 q minus 2 times 1/3 q minus 2. All right, 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9 q squared. 1/3 times 2 is a negative 2/3 q. 2 times 1/3 is a negative 2/3 q. And negative 2 times negative 2 is a 4. So I have q minus 6 equals 1/9 q squared minus 4/3 q plus 4. I'm going to subtract q from both sides, which I'm going to subtract a 3 over 3q to get the fractions the same and add 6 so that I have 1/9 q squared minus 7/3 q plus 10 equals 0. Okay, so I know a lot of you are looking at all of these fractions and going, oh no, not a fraction. It's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out a 1/9, and I'm going to come all the way up here with it. So if I factor out a 1/9, I get a q squared minus 21q plus 90 equals 0. Okay, so if you're not sure how to divide by 1/9, essentially when you divide by 1/9, you're multiplying each term by 9 to pull out the 1/9. All right, 1/9, two numbers that multiply to 90 and add up to 21 are 15 and 6. So I have q minus 15, q minus 6. So my solutions are 15 and 6. But here's my problem. I have to check my work. So is 3 times the square root of 15 minus 6 plus 6 equal to 15? is 3 times the square root of 9 plus 6 equal to 15. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 plus 6 is 15. That works. Okay, 15 works. Great. Okay. Does 3 times the square root of 6 minus 6 plus 6 equal 6? Does 3 times the square root of 0 plus 6 equal 6? Yeah, it does. So we get to keep both of our answers in this one. So on our first one, we had to eliminate an answer, and on our second, we get to keep them both. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my Facebook page, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks.